Hi, so I'm going to look at this operation with imaginary numbers. The directions say to perform the indicated operation and then put it in standard form. So you don't want to jump right in. You kind of want to consider the problem, and you see I, which we know that I is the square root of -1. Okay, so if I was to perform the indicated operation, well, the only one I see so far is this multiplication of those two parentheses. So I'm going to do that first. So that's going to give me 10I minus 15I squared. All right, and that's all over 2 plus 3I. Now, I do want to evaluate with I squared. We know that I squared equals -1, so I'm going to replace I squared with -1. That's going to give me 10I plus 15, because -1 times -15 is going to give me a positive 15. All over 2 plus 3I. All right, so in looking at this, I notice that the numerator can be factored. All right, so now I see that I have an I in the denominator, and it asks us to write our final answer in standard form. Standard form is A plus BI form, no fractions, so I'm going to have to multiply by the conjugate, okay? So I'm going to have to multiply by the conjugate. So the conjugate in this case would be 2 minus 3I. And I multiply that by the top to the top and the bottom. Remember, I'm allowed to do this because this is the number 1. All right, so conjugates are, we spent time last year looking at that. Conjugates are in the form of dots, difference of two squares. So when you're multiplying these dots, the bottom, you only have to multiply the first term to the first term and the last term to the last term, because those middle terms are going to cancel out. And you're going to get a real number. No more I. That's the whole point of this. So 2 times 2 is 4. 3I times -3I is going to give me -9I squared. I'm going to evaluate I squared, and so this is going to become 4 plus 9. So I know I'm going to have a 13 on the bottom. I'll go this way. All right, now the top, I have two binomials, so I have to multiply. You can either just multiply them out, or you can use your area model. So I know you like to use the area model, so I'm going to do that. So 10I and 15 and 2 and -3I, which is going to give me 20I, 30, -30I squared, and let's see, -45I. Okay, so I'm going to simplify that. So first of all, -30I squared is going to become positive 30 when I evaluate it with -1. So, and the 20I and -45I is going to give me -25I plus 60. I'm actually going to rewrite that in A plus BI form, so that's 60 minus 25I. Now, the only final step you have to make is A plus BI form. We wouldn't keep this separate. We would write it as 60 over 13 minus 25 over 13I. So that would be A plus BI form. And if those simplified, you'd simplify them, but in this case they don't. So we're finished. Hopefully that was helpful. Have a great day.